Hi, HM subscribers. So I just thought of doing another one of those impromptu videos because sometimes I'm just in the mood for those. And looking at 2024 coming to a close, I definitely could not miss out on letting you guys know how I am wrapping up this year. And I've taken just very little ounces of time off from work, but I feel a lot more refreshed and just ready to share with you guys once more. So before we get into 2025, um, this is my personal way of just doing a quick review of my finances at the end of the year. I do definitely set my um, budgets monthly as to my targeted income and my budgeted expenses for the month or for the next 3 months, and every month I measure against that with what actually happened during that month. So where I may look at it at the end of the year, it's actually something that I do every month. So I look at my income, and if it's not close to my budgeted amount, it's either that my budget is unrealistic and too far off, or there's something that I haven't done that month to get me to that figure. So I assess things like that. I also assess against my expenses. Some expenses may be higher than my budgeted amounts and some lower. And I kind of assess if my budgeted amounts were off, or if I just ended up paying for unexpected expenses or overspent, right? Obviously, I've been doing this for a while, so my figures tend to be more realistic, and I'm very, very strict with myself and my finances. Probably because I'm an accountant, right? Um, but I think it's a great habit to have. I think that it keeps you on track and it keeps you continuously assessing your business, which is so important for us business owners. But coming back to the end of the year review that I personally do for HM Accounting is I look at my entire year of income, expenses, budgets, savings, all of it. I've already tracked month to month. So I've compiled it like at present to date while I'm speaking to you guys. It's obviously done until November, and we're just waiting for the end of December before we get in all our figures and take a look at what we've managed to achieve this year, what our total revenues were, what our total expenses were, what our profits were, how many new clients did we get in this year, what are the big projects that we worked on this year, what was the main contribution to our turnovers, what has been saved for the business this year. So that is what I will be doing on the 31st of December or 1st of January, right? The other thing that I do and that I love to do, before I used to really get into the goal setting, but it became a bit stressful, and I tend to like things that I do to be very, very intentional. So I don't really goal set anymore. I prefer to be a little bit more adaptable, a little bit more flexible, but that does not mean that I've stopped it altogether. I've got my boards that I do with an outline. So I'll do an outline of my word of the year and then supporting words of the year and why I've chosen those words. And I mind map it. And then I also do a different one that is just a tracker of all my goals and how I will track it or measure it every year. I think what I'll do, even though it's really personal to me, is I'll give you guys a quick glimpse of it towards the end of this video. And hopefully I do not forget to do that, but I will try and do that for you so that you have an idea of what I'm saying when I say that I said a word and I said supporting words, and I explain why I've chosen those words, and then I track. I set almost like a tracker as to an outline of my goals, and how would I know what is keeping me on track to reaching those goals. So because I'm the business owner, these things kind of interrelate with my personal life and my business life. And if I just move a little bit, you can actually see the papers on that board. Some of it is still 2024, but some of it, especially the bottom half, is 2025. So I will definitely take you guys there and just give you a look towards the end of the video. Okay, so enough about my goal setting, right? Back to business. Apart from reviewing my turnover, my income, so my expenses, my profits are the most important, right? How many new clients I got, the products or the services that what was the most contributed to my revenues and my profits. I also look at how many reviews have I gotten this year? What's happened with social media for me this year? Like I said, big projects. I also look at if I'm increasing any of my clients' pricing for the next year, based on the time that I had calculated this year. Is there any differences? Do I need to adjust client pricing for next year? If we think of inflation, if we think of all the other prices rising, what am I working towards? If I am I sending out those notices to clients to let them know that this will be happening in advance so that they can obviously make amendments for it or decide if they still like to stay with us. I also look at my expenses, see what was unnecessary and what I can cut out going forward, or what I can take a lower subscription package off. So I really look at my expenses very thoroughly. I look at what I need to incorporate in the upcoming year, or at least in the first quarter of the upcoming year, in terms of marketing campaigns or content ideas or work. I tend to look ahead at deadlines and start planning for them from now, getting an idea of what needs to be done in next year and what I can start with from now so that it doesn't pile on. And then I neaten up, I tidy up, I shred documents that I may not need anymore or notes that I may not need anymore. I clean up my PC, I clean up, files that I definitely do not need anymore. I make necessary folders that I need to. So these are just the things that I look at. I look at my cash flows, income, expenses, and really just take an overall view of my business. I look at my marketing strategy, which is how am I going to be attracting customers, nurturing them, converting them. And like I said, I don't plan it out for a whole year at a time because a lot can happen for a year, but I like to have it for at least 3 months. So 3 months planning. What else do I do? I just really assess on what didn't go so well this year, what went fantastically, what I could take with me into 2025, what maybe strategies or SOPs need to be amended a little bit in 2025. So this is just a brief outline of what my end of year reviews look like on the financial side, on the business side, and a little bit on the private side, right? I am now going to take you and show you the templates that I've been referring to. Please drop me a comment if you'd like to know more about them, if you'd like to explore more. Like I said, it's very personal to me, so the fact that I'm sharing it with you guys are special. Hang on a second. So can you see, this is what I mean, right? This one is my tracker, and these are how I track my goals and how I know if I'm on track or not. And this one is my words of the year, and then the supporting words and why I've chosen them. So just giving you another look so that you have an idea in case you may want to do it. Okay, and that is the lovely end of our video, and I hope to definitely be doing another video with you guys soon. Until then, have a happy, Have a blessed and a prosperous and a successful 2025. There's lots more coming from HM Accounting. Take care. Bye.